Alright, so life happens, right? Anyways, decided to make a video because I was given an album. Now this album, brand new, 2017. Roger Waters, produced by Nigel Goodrich. Okay. Is this the life we really want? Like, thanks, you know? Really? This is what you're giving me with all the blacked outness? You know? Someone asked me one day, what is transparency? Like, you guys don't even know what transparency is. It's kind of funny to me. So everything happens for a reason, okay? That's why I choose to roll with it, you know? The whole, like, philosophy of life between, like, man and God and how we're reversed, you know? How everything is God. How my right faces your left when we're connecting. When you're connecting, it's with your eyes, let's say, the windows to the soul, okay? But get this. If I take my right hand and I touch the right side of your face, it'll either be upside down, backwards, or I'll have to spin your whole body around and touch you on the right side, but you'd be flipped, okay? That's what the truth is, okay? It's the upside down, backwards, and flipped of reality. Anyways, there's a number sequence in there. But, yeah, I'm willing to bet the farm on. So, saying that, really all I need to do right now is to, you know, reiterate whatever I need to reiterate to whoever I need to reiterate so that we can get going on something as simple as working together in a shop to create a mechanical wooden device which will spin in many ways. You need to do a little electronics to collect the energy, current, I think. And then do a little bit of experimentation, see if I can actually get 3 volts off a magnet and a coil and an antenna. And see if there's ways of putting voltage sources together to get the required output voltage that we need for all the devices that we love and need in our reality. So, like, you know, the whole thing of, like, this channel and what I'm doing here is, like, literally I am living the book, The Shack. Okay, I actually read that book when I was in a mental ward of a hospital. Yeah, that happened. The Shack is a book about a guy going into a shack in the woods to, you know, meet God for a weekend. You know, gets a letter in his mailbox, like, well in advance, and says, on this day you gotta come to the shack. And he does. Has that faith, you know? And yada yada yada. I kinda did the same thing, moved to a shack in the woods, but I've been here for about, I don't know, I'd say 2.5 years, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But, I found God alright, but God to me is not a Aunt Jemima looking lady called Eloisa. It's more like a cell, or matrix of number. But, so back to, is this the life we really want? Really, you know, everything's blacked out. When I open it up, okay? When I opened it up, it kind of spoke to me, okay? Because cellular energy, or quote-unquote free energy, energy just doesn't require fuel like wind or solar or anything. What would that be worth? In dollars and cents, guys. I think it'd be pretty priceless to all of man, no matter who you are or where you are. When I open it up, it says, come on, honey, it's real money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see that, but so it speaks to me. And because everything's backwards, right? So when I open, like, it's a double LP, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's a nice little package and whatnot. But what's going on here? Oh, there's something in there. Get out of there. Digital download, cool. Vinyl to digital, sure. So when I take out the albums themselves, let's go from back to front, right? So let's, like, look at side C, okay? Is this the life we really want? Bird in a gale, the most beautiful girl. Side D is smell the roses, Wait for her, oceans apart, part of me died. Side A is When We Were Young, Deja Vu, The Last Refugee. And side B is Picture That, Broken Bones. Yeah, so, yeah, there you go. But when I pop it over to side C and I started reading the lyrics to Is This the Life We Really Want? Like, I haven't even listened to it yet, I don't really care. I often refer to myself as a goose because geese mate for life. And when their mate dies, they go on, but that's it, right? And first, the goose has gotten fat on caviar and fancy bars and subprime loans and broken homes. Is this the life? The holy grail. It's not enough that we succeed, we still need others to fail. Fear drives the mills of modern man. Fear keeps us all in line. Fear of all those foreigners. Fear of all their crimes. Anyways, is this the life we really want? It surely must be so, for this is a democracy, and what we all say goes. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, it's over here in Broken Bones, I think. When World War II was over, though the slate was never wiped clean, we could have picked over them broken bones, we could have been free. But we chose to adhere to abundance, we chose the American dream, and ooh, Mistress Liberty, how we abandoned thee. We cannot turn back the clock, we cannot go back in time, but we can say, fuck you. We will not listen to your bullshit and lies. Your bullshit and lies. So, yeah, Roger Waters, anyways, everything happens for a reason, okay? Like, if I didn't do what I was doing and I wasn't here right now, maybe I wouldn't have received this album this timely fashion. Okay, the only one that can help me right now is my, the other goose from this pair. I've always had that hope alive, but that hope is, starting to dwindle, guy. Hey, look at B. Holy crap. I haven't seen one of those all year. Nice. Nature. But, yeah, I gotta ask for some stuff, And Sawyer needs a home. She needs a litter. I can't think of anyone better to realize that dream than, a canine behaviorist. Even though the dog is her dog, it makes sense. But I mean, maybe get some money or whatever. Help. I'm gonna, ditch the animals. I'm leaving this place. I'm literally going to start bringing paper and pencils and pens to work. So when I'm done my shift and I need to take a little break before I go back home, I can literally scribble down a few pages of whatever nonsense to get me directed in the right direction to actually making a book. I'm not going to write it on a blog. I'm not going to write it electronically, even on a laptop. Because no one likes to read that shit, okay? So I'm going to write it on paper. I'm going to have it edited on paper. I'm going to rewrite it on paper. I'm going to have it edited on paper. And then I'll put it, once it's all done, in a folder. Once that folder's complete, I will put it down onto digital. But, and plus there'll be a lot of pictures, and I gotta figure out how to lay it out and everything. So there's a lot of things I gotta do. Job's job. Maybe less traveling would be better. Even though I say like I'm a carpenter, I did the cabinet making stuff, like making small artisan things. Very precise, cabinet making. And then the renovation, the construction side of it, but maybe that's, not really that useful in this endeavor. You gotta look outside the box. Like, what other kinds of carpenters are there? Well, how about guitars, guy? making an acoustic guitar requires quite a lot of stuff. Bracing, and really thin pieces of wood that have to be bound really well and then finished to the nth degree of polishedness, you know? And the curves, right? There's a lot of curves in the cellular energy model, so like, you know, all these skills are around me. People that I know have these skills. And an endeavor like this is not about me making money or you making money or anyone really making money. It's more about, if what I say is true, what else don't you know? Or what else has been hidden from you? And once you start decoding it in the words and the language, and get yourself in that mind frame, that paradigm shift, you know? I don't think I'm meant to be alone. I'm... look what happens, guy. So... I don't know, sometimes I think, like, you know, Rick and Morty, when they go play that video game and they become this character and they try to, like, you know, live his life, and Morty does really horribly and Rick does really well. Sometimes I think that's what this is. It's like a marriage counselor for, like, twin flames. It's a realm. You know? It's like a video game. Maybe we're, like, actually in, like, couples therapy in, like, some n+14th dimension, where this is all taking place in about 30 seconds of time. So, anyway. I gotta get going to work, so anyways, just thought I'd put some words out there. I'm not always the most negative, I'd say. It's not who I am. You know? Ask yourself this. Is this the life we really want? You know, be truthful about that. I don't know, I'm pretty much in the camp that anything can happen and nothing's impossible. I don't know, if you are, I'd say it'd be wise to be in that camp. Yeah, don't bet against the Holy Spirit, guy. It's just a word. It's that drive. So it keeps me thin. I got 35K a day. That too. You know, the abuse I take from the government, and the abuse I take from the cops, and the abuse I take from the doctors, or my family doctor, or medical professionals in general, all working in a false paradigm. And because they have money and are respected by the slaves, they think they have power over others. Yeah, sure you do. You know, everyone slips up. You gotta pick yourself back up, right? Maybe I watched the Batman trilogy and Christopher Nolan trilogy this week. Wow. Watch a movie with Kevin, you see things a different way. I don't think I'd shut up. It's very synchronistic. I'm just tired. Tired of trying. I don't have internet, so, you know, like, I don't see why I need to pay for internet to try to connect with someone. I'm not trying to connect with you. I'm trying to connect with one single soul, which is out there. You know, and these are for me, and they might help others. In the end, you know, it's just, there's a lot of things that need fixing in everyone's paradigm. We all have it bad. We all have a sad story. We all are living in a world of shit. I get that. Anyways, no one is more special than anyone else in my paradigm. I guess redemption's pretty much, you know, I'd like to believe it's possible. All depends who's who the judge is. And it's actually funny, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, I'll end with this. The point of view gun doesn't work on women, right? Cheers.